Monday morning, I'm not in the yard. I'm 90 meters below the ground in an underground bunker with a massive echo, 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 echo. Back in the yard, we are preparing for the delivery of decorative aggregates. And I'm happy to say, on Saturday afternoon, our very first order came through for 3 bags of plum slate. Nice and local, round the corner from the yard. So as soon as the train arrives, we're gonna offload, get 3 bags made, and the client probably is gonna be very taken back by how excited we're gonna be, but it's a massive thing for us, and it came through aggregatesupplier.com. So all the work I've been talking about in the past weeks where we were getting it ready, doing all the SEO on the website, it has come good. Last week, I was at MP Moran's, and for a couple of weeks, we've been talking about this new partnership doing the ready-mix concrete. Well, they've allowed us to put a couple of signs in place, and we have been working on the artwork. I did want the signs bigger, but we obviously can't take over the entire branch. Now it's time to go exploring, so we can get everything we need for this standalone video. A beautiful setting for a train loading. A sunset in Wales, Llandudno. Forgive my pronunciation if that isn't correct. 22 wagons, we're nearly there. We've got 3 left to go. We've been filming in the quarries here all day, and your boy has learnt some new techers. I'm not quite a master slate splitter, but I learnt some new skills today, which I'm going to show you, but in a standalone video that's coming soon. Once these wagons are loaded, this train is going to head to our yard, and we will be there first thing in the morning to greet it. Heading back to London now. Time is 4:59. I had a question asked earlier, why are we doing decorative products? We already do aggregates. Why aren't we just keeping it simple and sticking to what we know? Personally, I find in business, you have to try and keep thinking of ways to utilize what you have to generate more revenue streams. There are plenty of companies who do today what their business did not start out doing. If you can manage to make money, an element of that money needs to go back into investing time and resource into thinking of new products and new ways you're going to make money. Now, a lot of the investigation you do, you're not going to do the products. You're going to find things aren't viable. You don't make money from it. It doesn't work with what you're doing at the moment. But every now and then you do find one. And we've had instances where we've started a new product line and then we haven't been busy on the old one, and then the new one propped us up at the end of the month when we needed to bring money in to pay all our bills and obligations. So I believe you should always spend time thinking about new products and the next stages in your business, because there's no guarantee that what your business does well with today, that you will continue to do well with that for eternity. Your business might last for 300 years. No business lasts forever. Yes, I said it. I said it. Think about it.
Just scraping up like any of the bigger bits of mud and things like that. But then, let's say, as the LH60 is moving down the track to offload, making sure that the floor ahead of it is clean.
It's 22 wagons and they are full.
I don't imagine it'd be difficult to offload though. You know, I said the grab will get into it.
No, I don't imagine it'd be difficult to offload, but I think the cubic meterage of the material is quite large because it's sticking out of the rail wagons much more than we'd usually see.
Type 1,
yeah, with like a Type 1 or a Sand.
How did it go up there with the filming?
When someone says it's 1 degrees, I thought I knew 1 degrees. I don't know 1 degrees. Standing in a quarry in Wales, when someone says 1 degree and the wind blows, that's a different type of 1 degrees. Like, I don't know how they measured that. I didn't really cover myself in glory today. I'd probably say it's my worst ever delivery to camera of a standalone video ever. And you could see that everyone was like, oh my God, what is taking so long? I had to do it over and over and over and over and over again. It's a fox, it's a fox. Why am I not comfortable, man? When I found out about the oh no, I waffle done. Trucks and trains were used and, sorry, I was like, yeah. I keep stumbling, man. What is wrong with me? 50 horsepower, diesel. Once the war ended, and we met and came to an agreement, stalled, not stored. They should split flat. They should no. Let's start again. Thank you to the video team for their patience. The people at Breedon probably never ever want to sell us any material again. We'll keep our material if this donut's going to come up here and be filming again. I just made a fool out myself. Yeah, we're washing our hair that day. Oh, mate, get some rest. I'll see you in the morning. All right, see you, mate. Bye. Tuesday morning, I'm in the yard and it's -3. And as a tropical people, at no point did I sign up for -3. And as a Game of Thrones fan, I feel like the time that the dragon switched sides and joined the king on the ice side and he breathed out all that blue dragon fire and he destroyed the wall. It is freezing. However, it actually helps in the yard because it's dried up the ground perfectly. The train, which was loading yesterday evening, is pulling into this yard at 7:30, which is in about an hour, and the team are getting ready. Flo is trying to defrost the LH60, putting some grease in it, setting up some cameras, and we are trying to ensure that our new decorative aggregates, which is a very valuable product, does not get dirty or have any contamination. Train's arrived, left a gap in it so lorries can still come in and out. And of course we are loading volumetrics and they're going out and they're doing concrete. Nice. Gonna go and have a look at this new material. You think it's too small? Flo is saying that he thinks the bays we've made are too small. That's it, Flo, you clean that out. Look at the techers, look how he's cleaning that out. Yesterday, when I saw the train loaded, I saw how much the material was actually sticking out of the wagon, so that the volume of this material must be a lot bigger than the sand and gravel. It is not fitting in the bay, so what we're gonna have to do is just offload it as quickly as we can because the train's gotta go, and then we're gonna have to try and put material that's not going in a bay somewhere on clean ground, and then try to rearrange it afterwards before it rains or something, which is not ideal. I'm always trying to bring new talent into the business. Sometimes this is at very short notice due to a specific project or the needs of the business changing. Finding the right person at the right time is crucial. And then if you find the right person, that's a big if, you need to retain, communicate, and manage them. That's why I use Connect Team. Connect Team is a mobile-first employee app designed to help businesses with non-desk teams to manage their entire business operations. It's perfect for companies like ours who have team members out in the field on a daily basis. It works for all size companies in all industries: construction, healthcare, retail, security, cleaning, hospitality, and more. For instance, staff who are not based at the yard every day, when they go to site, we've already uploaded their tasks and we can see when they tick them off. Computers and emails are not for everyone, so Connect Team steps in to bridge the gap. It's easy to set up and easy to use. The employees can use the app and access everything, anywhere, at any time. There are scheduling tools to help optimize shifts and allocate resources effectively, and forms enable data collection for performance evaluations and identifying areas for improvement. And you can automate all of this. So download the app and click the link in the description for a free 14-day trial, which does not require any credit card details.
The end bay that had the Type 3 is about the cleanest bay we got, so I have to get him to go in with the digger quickly, scrape around the walls to get the Type 3.
If it's clean, then it doesn't matter.
It doesn't really, but I'm not happy about it going on the floor because it's not concreted. But there's no other option at the moment. It's obviously lighter than the Type 1, isn't it?
It is,
so
yeah.
To get the same weight, it's the massive.
Yeah.
Started unloading the blue slate in the bay that says blue slate, and then the end bay says grey slate, but he's had to fill that out with the rest of the blue slate.
Do you know what to tell? If the blue and the plum slate was next to each other anyway, we may get confused and they may mix.
There's not a lot we can do at the moment because of where the wagons are on the train. That's how he's having to offload it.
Let the train go and then we got more space and then we'll work out.
I mean, this cold weather has really helped us.
It hasn't helped my bones, but it's helped us. I'm tropical people, Terry, you know that.
might have mentioned that.
Do you reckon? So we're saying, what? Work? What, you doing work today, yeah?
Some of us have been working flat out. We're swanning around in the countryside. Some of us have been really hit.
Really? So, hey, listen, if next time, if you want to drive 4 hours on Sunday night to Wales and stay in a hotel and then drive 4 hours back yesterday.
Stop hyping for the camera, Danny. I'm not even allowed to go get my lunch right. Leave it.
Wait, where are you going? You got 15 minutes left of work.
About go to Wales for a day, yeah.
No. I never said Terry can't leave. What I said to Terry is one of us has to be here at all times. That could be me, that could be you, but one of us has got to be here for the time being. I don't see that that's unreasonable, considering I'm near ever present.
Near ever present. Someone's ever present, someone's near.
And listen, pack it in. I can just pull loads of footage of times when you've been off. Come, let's stop that now. I don't know why you complain. You're off every Sunday. Well, I let you have Sunday off. Sitting at my desk. The time is 4:57. A lot of the lorries are parked up. People are beginning to leave and go home. I told you a couple of weeks back about the accident investigation form we created and the accident reporting forms so we could keep a track of everything internally, nothing to do with our external insurers. I've created a document here which is our overall accident reporting policy, just to let everybody within the business know this is what we do, here is our policy, there's no confusion. This will be on the cloud that everybody can download, and it will also be laminated and stuck on the wall in the office. And then I've broken them down into separate ones. I have one for the drivers. We'll print this off, laminate it. This will go in the cabs of all the lorries, and we'll let all the drivers know, just in case something happens when there's an accident, people are flustered, your heart's beating really fast, somebody could be hurt. This is something where employees can revert back to it. This will be one of the checks we do now when we check a lorry on a Saturday. Can we find the driver accident reporting document? And then we have one for the office. Once again, step by step, telling the office what they need to do in the case of an accident. This will be printed, laminated, and will be on the wall in the office for everyone to see it. I don't believe there'll be any more changes to it, but if anyone has any changes or they want to add anything, I'm always open to suggestions. And that is it for Tuesday. It's Wednesday, and I'm in the yard. It's not exactly where I intended the decorative material to go, but it is separated, it is clean, and now we have to work out what we're going to do with it. I'd prefer if we just sold it all immediately, but it hasn't quite gone like that at the moment. However, we did earlier make the first 3 bags. That makes me very happy. Only 1,647 tons to go. Anywho, at the refurbishment project this week, we continue to board up areas, dot and dab, with plasterboard and plasterboard with 60mm insulation, and Chris is doing first fix in the master ensuite. You will return like the Emperor in Gladiator, like a conqueror, and people lined up welcoming you back.
Yep, that's fine. That's all good. I'll see you Monday.
See you Monday. Young Liam's up with Fox and Hurt Plant Hire. It's a learning experience. Ashville are new to plant hire. We haven't been doing it that long. It's going well, but we have a lot to learn to ensure that we can operate, look after our existing customers, and scale it and bring new customers in and have more kit and grow the business. Liam is soaking up as much information as he can, and he's going to come back with suggestions, and hopefully it's been a massive eye-opening experience for him. He can apply what he's learned up there down here, so it's good for young Liam and it's good for Ashville. And I am now heading to see the sticker man.
Today, myself and Daniel, excuse the bin, are reacting to a video. It's called Single Mother's Future in Jeopardy After Thief Steals Driveway. How do you steal a driveway?
So I'd make a base to pour this drive out of concrete. No trucks go on that. That could be a C30 slab. Doesn't need to be C40 because no trucks drive on it. And what's the matter with you? Or you could just have paving. But whatever it was, I wouldn't put it on top of that base. So we're in my office. Friday's gone to close the window because there's too much light. Meds isn't in the office, and we got him on the phone. Edit team, let's show the real Meds and then show the jokes Meds from the stock footage. We have, at long last, made my personal channel. Now hold on. There's no video on there. We're gonna record the video very soon. However, we thought we'd get the channel up, and we're gonna ask all of you to go and subscribe so you have it ready, and we're going to premiere a video at some point, and there's plenty of content planned for that channel. It's Daniel Ashville Official. I am personally asking you to go and subscribe, please, and I would very much appreciate it. We're talking about how many subscribers, yeah? And we're saying over a 28-day period. Now, one could argue that I'm being negative or, I'm trying to manage expectation. Everyone else seems to think that we're going to get a lot more subscribers within 28 days than I think we will. So, Meds, how many subscribers in 28 days?
I've gone with 32. In my head, I think 32 is...
32 what? You need to be a bit more specific.
32,000.
32,000. I thought you had 32 subscribers on the channel. All right, 32,000 in 28 days. Right.
I think realistically it's got to be between 20 and 22,000.
Between 20 and 22?
Yeah, definitely.
I'm going to go with between 10 and 12,000. Just because somebody watches something, it doesn't mean that you can motivate them to go and do something else. It doesn't mean that they don't like it, or they don't like Ashville, or they don't like me. Sometimes people just don't have the time, or they think, I'm going to go back and do it later, and they don't get a chance to do it.
But if you're saying that, and we're saying this, we need to put some sort of wager on, because it can't just be a fisherman's bet. So it needs to have some sort of weight to it.
What's a fisherman's bet? I thought it was called a sportsman's bet.
As a sportsman's bet.
Fisherman, sportsman. So what's the point of us actually going through the stress of...
All right. If I'm right, yeah? Mm-hmm. If I'm right, the two of you... Right, this is great. Now, I was going to make you lot do a week's worth of work for free, but...
I already know if we're right, or if I'm right, what I think I want you to do. I want people to go in the comments and write a challenge for you to do. And me and Frighty will pick what challenge we feel like, we want to see him do that. And it will go on your personal channel.
If you're right, Meds, people will write challenges in the comments, yeah? Mm-hmm. And you and Frighty get to pick one of the challenges that I have to do, yeah?
Correct.
Well, that goes for everyone. That goes for everyone then. So if I'm if I'm right, then I get to pick a challenge for the two of you from the comments.
Okay, that's fair enough. Yeah.
And if you get to choose one from me and Meds.
Fine.
And there has to be some caveats. We can't ask Meds to offload the train because then I'm going to be the loser when he derails it and then my LA60 gets written off.
Fair enough.
Okay, fine. Cool.
The bet is made. There's plenty of content to come. And the lads here reckon that it's going to be great because I'm going to have a lot more freedom. Because on the current Ashville channel, we keep our entrepreneurship, construction, engineering, trains, heavy plant and machinery. But on the personal channel, I'm going to have a lot more freedom for all my hobbies outside of what I do at work and the challenges which I have to overcome so I can actually come to work of sound body and mind, or the damage I do at work, everything that goes behind the scenes in order to repair that so I can, keep it together.
Cool.
Done.
Yeah. And we'll make it easy and we'll put the link in the description to the new channel so you can subscribe past 32,000.
Why are you siding with him?
I'm not.
You just said, why are you siding? You just said.
I'm just saying, innit?
This time of the year is called puncher season because of the amount of problems we have with tyres. It's very wet, we go in and out of construction sites all day and we can't see what's in the puddles. There could be rebar or nails. Due to the wet weather, we also have a lot of mud on the rims. Once it's dry, we have a scientifically proven solution to clean it all off. I've got a meeting in the city at 6 p.m. and the time is 4:14. You saw us before Christmas talking about the job we were working with Manny when we were bringing in the material and taking out the muck. Well, we were at that job this morning also. 10 loads of type 1 in and 10 loads of muck out. At 2 p.m. today, I had an interview with a very known rail publication. So they were asking a couple of questions and they are writing a piece on your boy, which I'm very happy about because I am into trains. Just had a call from the office about payments that we're making to suppliers and what's going to happen tomorrow being the end of the week and the end of the month is coming. Hasn't been a problem for a while because we've been extremely busy towards the end of last year, but historically December and January aren't busy. There's one thing not being busy, it's another thing when you were busy if people aren't paying you. If everybody paid us what they owe and we paid everybody, we'd be fine. But they're just not paying. The people who are paying late, if you don't let them pay late or you make their life too difficult, then all they do is turn around and use the other person up the road who just lets them do the same thing. But when you're not getting paid and you can't pay, the payments are going to be delayed. What can't be delayed is staff wages, rent, diesel, insurance on the lorries. But then after that, if you owe out like 400,000 and you have 100, when you're trying to decide where that money's going, you might not pay a certain supplier. And if they don't give you extended terms, they'll put you on stop. Then you can't get any material from them. If you're talking to someone at one of the majors who at 5 o'clock, they're just going to turn, nah, computer says you ain't sent the money, like the damage it does. And then like, you may have work on which you can't service now because you've been put on stop. Then you let the client down, or you have to take that same money and go elsewhere. And then you buy it from someone else, but you might be buying it for more money and you didn't price the job like that, but you don't want to let the client down. But I get it. Maybe they don't have the confidence and they think, well, why would we want to let the outstanding balance get bigger? I get it. I understand. I'm just saying it doesn't help us. If we didn't work with people who didn't pay on time, we'd have to sell half the lorries. When you have large amounts of money outstanding with people, it's basically like you're providing them with a facility to do the work, so you're basically paying for them to do the job because the credit limit with you is so big. And then when they get paid, they decide who they're going to pay. It must be whoever shouts the loudest, because we do our best not to just be beating down the door of people. We try to remember the amount of time we've been dealing with them, the relationship, their spend over time. We try to take all this into account. And then they don't want to answer the phone. But the people not answering the phone, when they want a favor, they know what number to call. And you know it's getting bad when people start bypassing the accounts department and then they start calling me. I get it, man. I started a business, like I've got to just accept it. But it's just the thing I dislike the most. Just need people to just pay us.
Yeah. We've had RMC tyres out today to come to fix this agricultural tyre. It's actually a bigger job than I can actually do. The green stuff inside is called Oco, and what happens with the Oco is if you was just to get like a small nail or a screw, anything that's not a split, that would normally hold the puncher, and you wouldn't really need to call a tyre fitter or use a tyre fitter for a certain amount of time. When it becomes bigger than a nail or a screw and it starts to split, it's like your car tyre from Halfords putting the foam or the fill in. It's very similar, but a lot bigger scale. And what happens then, if you have the split, there's no more you can do. Obviously, air will leak, whether it has the OCO in or not. In taking the wheel off completely to find what we thought was a smaller puncher has become a lot bigger. The final conclusion from today is that he's going to order us a new tyre, and that would be fitted at some point next week.
Leaving the city, not too late, early one, 8 o'clock on the dot. The gentleman that I ate with, we're talking about some business we're going to do together, and he kept bringing up the election. I was like, why'd you keep bringing up the election? He said, because some of the huge house builders, the biggest ones in the market, they're waiting to see who gets into power because it can affect them. The way I see it, whoever does get voted in, we're all in the same boat, and we're just going to have to adjust and adapt accordingly and keep trying to grow our businesses and survive. He said no. As a major house builder, with the incentives that the government gives, and maybe some that they may take away, like right to buy and some of the schemes they're doing, this affects major house builders massively. This trickles down, because if they have a 40-story skyscraper to build, they will then give that to a main contractor. Main contractor steps in, and when the main contractor wants to do the demolition and groundwork, that's when Ashville come in, services with waste management, supplying materials, supplying all the plant hire. Then when they begin to make their way out of the ground, Ashville supply the concrete. They get to the fit out stage, we put skips in there, we put bins. But if the actual house builder right at the top of the food chain has decided that they're gonna wait, and they're going to wait to see what the new government are going to do. I'm not really a man who errs on the side of caution, and I don't think I will be either, but it is definitely food for thought. If there is an election at the end of the year, how will that change this country and business life as we know it? That's it for Thursday. Friday. I'm not in the yard. The time is 5:08. I didn't make it to the yard today. I was at a funeral. Obviously, I didn't film any of it out of respect to the family, but out of respect to the man himself, Mr. Tony McGovern, who was an upstanding pillar in the community. He will be missed. Tony was a very fair and generous man, and a pioneer of his time, who paved the way for many people who were before me and people like myself. And let me just say, I'm honouring Tony because Tony didn't have to, but there was a time when I was stuck, when other people let me down, and Tony helped me. Tony really helped me out of a tight jam, and he said, carry on, lad. He said, you're being a bit unrealistic. I'll never forget. He said, you'll be spending money for 10 years growing a waste and haulage company before you make any serious money out of it. Carry on, lad. Righto, cheers, bye. And he walked out the room. But he helped me. He gave me advice. I just wanted to pay my respects. And Tony will be missed. That's it for Friday. It's Saturday morning and I'm in the yard. Fuming, absolutely fuming. Problem is, if I change this tyre, got to change the one on the other side as well. Now, Donovan tyres have given me two options. The second one is a lot better. The tyre is a lot thicker and it's less prone to punctures, and it should last longer as long as the sidewall doesn't get slashed. So I got a choice. I've decided to go for the thicker one, and hopefully it lasts us a couple of years. I'll have to get Benji to go around the yard again with his treasure hunting tool to see if there's any nails or rebar in any puddles. I had a thought, thinking of a video showing how the tyres on these big bits of plant are changed. I think that could be fairly interesting. Yeah, I think when we change it, we'll do a standalone video and talk about how gigantic tires on bits of kit like wheel loaders, loading shovels, as I call them, get changed. It's a skill in itself. Waiting for an arrival of a new bit of kit, which isn't a new bit of kit, but will look like a new bit of kit.
All right, mate.
Other than that, good go, mate.
Lovely. Thank you very much.
Doesn't it look good? Still got a bit of work to do. The water tank's got to go back on, what you saw us repairing. We need to fix the other side of this easy sheet. We got to give it a service. We did not service it before it went to get sprayed, because when you sandblast, there's a lot of dust and sand, hence the name sandblasting. We've got to put some Ashville concrete mud covers on it. We've got to change another axle of brakes, but we are 90% there. Doing a bit of maintenance on the crane. Snap-on grease gun, trying to ensure that all the working parts on the cranes and on the body stay greased. The actual chassis itself has got one of those automatic ones on it. At the refurbishment project, we have a bit of a dilemma. In the master ensuite, we want the towel rail to match the finish of the taps. Now, they do not make that towel rail in that finish, so we have to get it sprayed. Now, if we do get it sprayed, what if it chips? What if there's a problem with it? Now, the company who do it have given us a guarantee which says it won't happen unless the client misuses it or damages it. That's open to interpretation. And if someone's going to use it as a towel radiator, which is going to get extremely hot, then they could argue the point with us, and then we're stuck in the middle and end up paying to get it resprayed or paying for a whole new radiator for someone. It's difficult to know what to do. Fact of the matter is, somebody can spray it and they do it all the time. We're going to have to proceed with it. They're going to give us a 5-year warranty on it. That 5-year warranty is the manufacturer's guarantee on the towel radiator anyway, so hopefully it works well. Got delivery. Hey! Orange mango. In high-vis orange, my favorite color. Thank you, Prime. Prime reached out on Instagram and asked if I wanted some hydration. I said yes, and these packages arrived. Just been told, the company I was telling you about, who put the software in, what didn't work, and we were going to court with them, they've come back and we have a meeting where we're gonna have a sit down. So I have to hear them out. They have asked the court to have a mediator. We're throwing that out. Let's have the two of us have a conversation and see if we can work it out. I don't want to walk into the meeting having already made up my mind, so I'm trying to keep an open mind, but I just hope they have a different suggestion than telling me what they've already said and telling me again, because I already know what you're going to say because I was standing there when you said it. I want them to have a solution. I don't want to go to court with anyone. The only person who wins when we go to court is the solicitors. So, and that's it for Ashville Weekly episode 172. Click here for the Ashville website. Click here to subscribe to our channel. Click here to see an Ashville video you may not have seen before, and click down here for last week's episode, which was number 171. And let me close up this box and move it, because if I turn my back for 1 second, this box will be empty. There'll be none of that going on. Nice.